Before we dive into this course, I wanted to point to some of the important information that's available to you as you do the course. Now, this is important information not just on the course itself, but also on how to use the system. So for example, at the top of the screen, you see a bunch of tabs. You are in courseware right now. Courseware is where you will spend most of your time during the course. The courseware section contains the following things in the left-hand column. For example, it contains these two things called lecture sequences. Okay, each lecture sequence contains a set of short videos with concepts and theory and practice, practical ideas, and so on. And those are interleaved with exercises. Okay, so there'll be videos and they'll be followed by exercises that you can do to practice what you've learned in the videos. You'll see a couple of such videos each week. Okay, so here's another video. You will see a couple of such videos each week. There'll be a homework each week, a lab, and also some optional tutorials. Below each lecture, you see a link to the textbook, to a relevant portion of the textbook. And so here you go. And then you also see links to clean and annotated copies of the lecture notes. So if you print out the clean copy of lecture notes, you can write on it as you listen to the videos. Or if you want, you can print out the annotated copies, which contains all the writing that goes into each of the handouts. Now, in the previous video snippet, I talked about a course bulletin board, and you can get to that by clicking into the course info tab. So here you will see the bulletin board. This is where the important announcements from the course will be made. Be a little cautious here. These announcements shown on your screen in this video are actually from a pilot version of this course offered at MIT about a month before you started it. Okay? So the important announcements go here. On the right hand side, you'll see a bunch of handouts that are given out to you. So one of the most important handouts in this course is what we call the at a glance handout. The at a glance handout, let me enlarge that a little bit. There you go. The at a glance handout pretty much gives you a floor plan or a map for the entire course. Okay, so it gives you a week by week indication of what the course will cover. So week 1, for example, starts on March 5th, 2012 for you. Okay, I would recommend you print out this handout and pencil in each of the weeks for yourselves. So each week we will generally have 2 lecture sequences. So one is on the lumped circuit abstraction in week 1 and on the resistive network analysis also in week 1. So you also notice that each week we will give out one homework and one lab. You see homework 1 and lab 1 going out during week 1, and they will be due on Friday of the following week. So each week you get a lab and a handout, which will be due on the Friday of the next week. So every week, as you can see, we have generally have 2 lecture sequences and covering a bunch of topics given here, 2 homeworks which will be due the next week. Each of the lecture sequences also highlight for you here the readings in the textbook. Okay, so this says read chapters 2.1 through chapters 2.5. Some of the readings are underlined. Those are very important readings because they stress intuition. We encourage you to read the textbook or at least skim the material indicated here before each lecture if you want to get the most out of the course. Zipping down in the at a glance handout, in week 8, notice that we have a midterm exam, for which we will give you more details in the bulletin board as the course progresses. And then in week 14, we will have a final exam. All right, so that's the course at a glance handout. There are other handouts. There's a syllabus handout, which is also important. And it gives you a lot of information on the course and what the course contains, the grading policy. There's also a bunch of indications on what happens in the lab and what happens with late homeworks and late labs and things like that. Among the tabs here, you also see, in addition to courseware and course info, the textbook. You can go and look at the textbook. You can also go to the discussion forum. You can go to the wiki, and you can also look at the profile for your grades and to change your personal information. Coming back to the course info section here, notice that all your lecture handouts are here. Your solutions are also going to be posted here. There are also other handouts with written descriptions of for how to use the interactive laboratory, how to use this whole system, how to use the question answer forum, and as time goes by, as needed, we will add more handouts here describing how to use the system. There's even more information that you can get on how to use the system and how to use the course and you will find that in the course overview section. Okay, in the course overview section here, you'll see a video called Lab Introduction that gives you a video walkthrough of the entire interactive laboratory. We don't have the video in this little video. We don't have the tutorial for you yet in this video, but by the time you are taking this course and watch this video, our head TA, Lila Fisher, will have produced a video that we will post here that will tell you how to use the entire system. Okay, it will be a walk through the entire system, and hopefully we will have it in time ready for you. All right, so that's it for all the course information, and this was a quick breeze through. Let's just go and dive right into week 1 and start off talking about the next lecture.